Portobello is life. Portobello is a human hive. Portobello is sort of people being themselves, you know, being dysfunctional, making millions, doing things, writing things. I think traditionally areas throughout the world that have creative moments and bursts generally come from an idea that people come there because they think there's a freedom to express yourself. With Carnival, with the pubs, the parties, comes here a lifestyle of bohemia, of wanting to say something about yourself, and that creates music, film, books, poems. And this area has been quite cherished and written about. There's a huge history and heritage of creativity here, which I think each generation builds upon.
There is a lot of artistic, energy around here, if I can put it that way. Still a community type of feel, where people know each other, where they come to you because they know you and they want to buy of you because they know what you have, and you still have that personal interaction, which I think is dying down very much further into the city anyway.
There's a lot going on here. There's a lot of different types of people from different backgrounds, different classes, people from all over the world looking for new sort of talent and designs for their boutiques. It's really refreshing. It's a real melting pot.
Ready, stand by, and action! Next one, please. Go on.
Notting Hill particularly seems to have a much better makeup of people who seem to coexist in a really harmonious way. It's definitely the case of Portobello.
It's like a mini sort of world. There's me, my family's from Pakistan. There's a girl across the road whose family's half Greek, half Italian. There's Roberto next door who's Brazilian. Ulrika next door who's Hungarian. And it just goes throughout the whole market.
Yeah, we call it the United Nations Street, because it's just everything happening around here, in a multicultural thing. And a lot of people learn from here.
Over the last 50 years, Portobello has evolved into this very interesting kind of retail ecology, in that we have different sections. Like we're in the antique section here, and here there's real skill sets which you can have in Art Deco or silver. There's somebody that knows something really in authority about that area. Now, these people trading here will be so different 100 yards down the road to the fruit and veg people, and they're families that have been there since 1900, and they're very much like a chorus, they're like a noise. And then we move further up the market and go under the flyover, and you get the fashion vintage market, and you have authorities on Bieber, on Ozzie Clark, on Vivienne Westwood, on traditionaries. Again, the level of expertise. Why? Because people love each of the little things that they do. And then you go further up the market and you get towards the flea market, where you have a kind of Totter heritage of junk. The thing about junk is it's really interesting because it's not organised in the, say, a shop is in Oxford Street. You go there and you find odd little things, and you see Sir Paul Smith looking for ideas there. You see Julia MacDonald looking for ideas there, Bella Freud. Everybody searching through the boxes, trying to find something that inspires them. And then there's always the kind of fool that comes along and thinks, well, there's bound to be a Michelangelo, and there never is, but they're kind of optimistically hunting through this rubble, thinking they're going to make a fortune.
It's a many-faceted street, really, from the selling bric-a-brac at one end to museum quality antiques at the other end. And as you walk up and down the street, it changes its faces. Isn't that fascinating? Absolutely fascinating. It does work because people are interested in what they're doing and they're interested in other people's things as well. So we all coexist. We operate as if we are a small community, as if we're a village still.
You know, in a world where the supermarkets rule the roost, I think it's fantastic that there is still a market in London where, you know, you can get your fruit and veg, you can get your bread, you can go up and buy fantastic product. You know, the guy who sells the cheese, and it's the most amazing cheese that you can get in London, and it's just in the bread stall. I mean, it serves the best bread in London, and there's just lots of little gems down Portobello Road.
Well, the nicest thing is what we are doing, because you see my friend over there is selling jelly coconut and sugar cane and yam and banana and all these things, yeah? We are dealing a t-shirt over here, my brethren selling, you know, music over there, which we represent. So we are doing the greatest thing for the community.
Quite recently I was in a bar and I overheard two people talking about Portobello Road and saying let's meet at the place, the art gallery on the corner. You know, and it's quite nice because you don't, if you have a huge volume of people coming through your business, you can't record who's been in here, you don't know, but I meet more and more people who say, oh yeah, we've been in loads of times, we really love it in there. And footfall is always strong here, and obviously there's an awful lot of, you know, repeat interest in visiting the space and seeing what we're doing, and that's incredibly flattering.
I started on a stall in my early 20s. I've been in this building for 30 years, and from the vibes that I get from people from all over the world, culture shock is something that they always want to come in and photograph and to ask questions. You could tell you're in Portobello Road on a Saturday when you pass culture shock because of the music and the colourful surroundings.
Portobello Road is, you know, there's no wonder loads of people walk down it because it just gives you that feeling of something very, very special and something which doesn't need tinkering with.
Calling all our offenders, calling all in range. You devout pretenders are about to change, 'cause I'll push you.
Come on girls, come and get your fresh strawberries now. 2 for £1, fresh today, English strawberries. Hi there, my name's Cheryl Devlin. It's a family business. I'm a fruit and veg girl and I've been here about 30 years. My dad was here for 60 years before he died, and my granddad 30 years before that. I'm the last generation. It was so different then, it was cobble floors. We think we've got it hard now. They never had lorries, they had push carts and baskets. The food used to come in. It was if it was double heavy, but the X's were a bit lighter. You know, now we've got the rates. In them days you made your money. Now it's a bit tougher. Much the more expenses we have to pay.
Our rent has just recently gone up by 35%, and that's a crippling amount of money. It makes me wonder how some of the other shops around here survive, really. Everybody's tottering to some degree.
What we're beginning to see in Portobello is 2 major developers buying up large blocks, rent reviewing some of the shops that have been there for 20 years, rent reviewing some of the tenants that have lived there a long time, and replacing them, bringing in brand retail, which is in essence fashion and low-end coffee shops.
As you can see behind me, I've got William Hill's on one side, Starbucks on the other, and some, I can't really say, otherwise I get done for libel, about Subway.
We're losing Portobello Road and we're gaining Portobello High Street. So at the end of the day, what I'm saying is fast buck. The people who are moving in now are people who have got no comprehension of how to live in an area and harmonise, you know.
Do we get rid of interesting single outlet business that contributes to the fabric of the neighbourhood in favour of bland multi-outlet business who in the short term will pay us good money but the longer term may have a questionable impact and a negative impact on the environment? Well, I tell you what, yeah, well, why don't we do that? We'll take the money.
'Cause we're coming again, yeah. Oh yeah, we're coming around. Oh, this isn't a threat, yeah. You'll be hitting the ground. Gotta smash all you
we have here is something so unique, a sole trader kind of micro world, that if we don't protect this kind of our utopia, it'll just disappear.
It's a unique place. We're a dying breed. There's not many of us guys left.
I don't know what will happen in 10 years' time, 5 years' time. I know the road will still be here, but I don't know what will be on it, you know? Maybe all banks and coffee shops, you know, so that's it.
It's a very happy place to be in. It really has got a tremendous atmosphere of its own, and I would hate to see it destroyed.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know how much I love you if you don't take my sunshine away. Thank you very much. I'll always love you and make you happy if you will always do the same. Thank you, ma'am. But if you leave me for another, well, you'll regret it for sure one of these days.
At some point there'll be a tipping point where the character and look of the neighbourhood is no longer local. It's no longer even national or international, it's just something other. What's critically important is that the retail ecology of Portobello is better protected for the 21st century. That when people come here, they come to a real Portobello and not a sleazy commercial facsimile of what once was.
I think the solution is for us to really become more socially aware and not think that market forces are everything. Not everything can be sorted out by market forces. Purely and simply, because somebody can afford to come and pay more to a landlord to take the shop which today is a chemist in a village, it should not be allowed. We really need to refocus on the community and what the community needs instead of leaving everything to market forces.
So what we're doing is actually asking for Britain's first business conservation zone to create very strict planning laws to better protect the market. Let's be blunt about this. If you don't protect Portobello, you're going to lose its independent identity. You're going to lose the heritage that's been built up over 50 years. You're going to lose this wonderful cultural melting pot. And you'll just have somewhere that's bland, that's like everywhere else, and it'll lose its spirit, and you'll never be able to rebuild it. What's so vital is understanding that local people can make things, can do things differently, can be a counterculture and form ideas of their own. And this is really one of the lungs of what a city needs to regenerate itself constantly, where young people can come and express new ideas, can be wild, can be bold. You can't do that in a world that's just run by chains and public relations. You need a human content. And to think, actually, you need the street, and the street's fundamental, and we must protect that. So we're making a real effort now, while the street's still cohesive, while there's still an antiques market, a fruit and veg, a vintage, a fashion, you know, all the wonderful shops with all the patrons and the ideas that they have, and it's still here. We say, look what we've got now. Let's hang on to it. Let's not lose it. This is our future. We want to keep it, and that's part of why we want a business conservation area, is to protect the rental value of those shops, to make them amenable to small retail and not to chains. The reason people come here is not to see Blue Water Shopping Street, and it'd be really sad and it'd be a lonely day if we ever became a high street cloned.
I think the big brands are going to know they're not welcome. And also, I think they might not work down here. I think people come to Portobello Road because of the individualness of it, and if it ends up like a street like Oxford, I mean, we've got Oxford Street, we don't need another branded street.
Where do you want to go? Sainsbury's? Sort of like Tesco's? No character. We're the heart and soul of London. £3, my darling. And my lovely customers will tell you that. Thank you.
Portobello Road is gritty, it's glamorous, and it shouldn't change.
Conversation seem to be the same, though seems that you can get it all today. I'll believe it when I see it, not anticipating. These photogenic people on your TV, singing on your CD, make me wanna start a war today. I'll believe it when I see it, and I won't be waiting. There's violence everywhere.
As the market begins to slowly fade at the end of the day, it picks up a different rhythm, and it's informed by reggae, it's informed by punk, and it's got a sort of loose